YNR Explosion Week, Fury, Secrets and Scandal rock Genoa City. This week on The Young and the Restless promises chaos like never before. Every corner of Genoa City is set to erupt in betrayal, seduction, and shocking revenge. Sharon's fury collides with Sienna's doubts as the truth about Matt Clark's twisted game begins to surface. But was Sienna just another pawn in his vengeful scheme, or does she hold the key to bringing him down? Meanwhile, the fallout spreads. Phyllis's bold seduction sends shockwaves through town, leaving Billy humiliated in a scandal that everyone's talking about. But that's only the beginning. Nick issues a chilling ultimatum that could destroy what's left of his family, while Lily's scandalous discovery threatens to turn the entire city upside down. And just when it seems things can't get darker, Billy's brutal assault and Noah's terrifying entrapment by Matt set off a dangerous spiral of secrets and revenge. Every moment is explosive, every alliance fragile, and by week's end, someone's lies will come crashing down. Who will survive the chaos, and who will pay the ultimate price? Welcome to Celebrity Gossip 24 Hours, where the drama unfolds and the stories captivate. Join us as we delve into the intriguing world of Young and the Restless, revealing the untold tales and hidden truths behind the headlines. Sharon's fury and Sienna's doubts, a tense night on The Young and the Restless. Wednesday, November 12, 2025, tonight's episode of The Young and the Restless turned up the heat as old wounds reopened and new suspicions drove wedges between families. Sharon's confrontation with Mitch exploded into a terrifying threat, Sienna's marriage came under a harsh spotlight, and Nick dug in his heels as he tried to protect his children, with emotions running every which way. Billy's promise, new resolve, and old drama. The episode opens in a quieter register at the Jazz Lounge, where Billy tries to steady the day's chaos by focusing on Sally. After her fraught talk with Audra, Sally seeks a drink and a calm ear. Billy offers both, along with news that stirs trouble elsewhere, a stolen AI that's appending the Kane camp. He admits his mind drifts to revenge, but he vows his priorities have shifted. He's committed to Abbott Communications, sober, physically healthier, and determined to prove to Sally that she can trust him. The couple's tender moment and kiss provide a brief, humanizing beat amid the episode's mounting tension. Nick's interrogation, Sienna in the hot seat. A charged scene at the hospital finds Nick catching Sienna and Noah in a compromising moment. He drags Sienna into the waiting room and presses her hard about her relationship with his son, and whether it ties into the recent crash. Nick's conviction that a Matt Clark is behind his family's trouble fuels the interrogation. Sienna resists, insisting Mitch, the man she married, was out of town when the crash occurred and that she's not aware of any shadowy history. Nick, convinced that Mitch is actually Matt Clark returned to wreak havoc, pushes the narrative that Sienna has been kept in the dark. Sharon confronts, then threatens, Mitch. The tension reaches a fever pitch at the shadow room when Sharon stalks Mitch, refusing to call him by any name other than Matt. She accuses him of gaslighting and sadism, and accuses him of returning to menace her children. Mitch insists he doesn't know who Matt is, a claim Sharon rejects with visceral fury. The pair exchange barbed words until Sharon grabs his arm. Mitch warns he'll pursue a restraining order. Sharon's reply is chilling. If he comes near her family again, she vows, Nick had better be the one to stop him, because she plans to make him suffer slowly if he tries. Phone calls, panic, and family fractures. Shaken, Sharon retreats to her hotel and leaves breathless, tearful messages for Phyllis and Nick. Her calls are raw, alternating between gratitude for support and the tremor of fear. Back at the hospital, Nick confronts Noah, who admits his guilt over falling into an affair and insists the relationship with Sienna just happened. Noah defends Mitch as the helpful benefactor who supported him in London and helped launch his LA club, a picture that clashes hard with the Newman's fear that Matt Clark has resurfaced. Sienna's ultimatum, photo proof and a chilling warning. Sienna, refusing to be railroaded, corners Mitch at the bar and presents a photograph of Matt Clark from 2 decades ago. She presses him to explain whether he's using Noah to get revenge on the Newmans. Mitch, impatient and evasive, asks her to drop it, but when Sienna threatens to go to the police, his expression darkens and he warns that would be a grave mistake. The exchange leaves Sienna rattled and the audience wondering just how much of Mitch's past is real, and how much is being concealed. What this means going forward. This episode stakes out several narrative fault lines. Sharon's near-violent, unrestrained response suggests her trauma runs deep and may push other characters into desperate actions. Nick's fierce protectiveness of his children risks alienating Noah at a time when Noah most needs support. Sienna's growing doubts underscore how fragile trust is when a spouse's identity is questioned, and Mitch's icy, threatening response when the police are mentioned raises alarming possibilities. Tonight wasn't about tidy answers so much as the slow tightening of the noose, alliances fray, accusations escalate, and the question hanging over Genoa City is simple: who is Mitch, really, and how far will people go to unmask him? Fans will be watching closely to see whether evidence surfaces, whether loyalties shift, and whether Sharon's rage finally leads to the reckoning she desperately wants. Stay tuned. If tonight's episode proves anything, it's that the past in Genoa City doesn't stay buried for long. Today's next update. The Young and the Restless. Early spoilers, November 17th to 21st, 2025. Nick's menacing ultimatum, Billy's brutal assault and a dangerous spiral of secrets. Brace yourselves, Young and the Restless fans. The week of November 17th to 21st is shaping up to be one of the most intense stretches yet. Nick Newman's fury ignites a dangerous chain of events. Sharon faces a haunting threat from her past, Billy Abbott finds himself on the receiving end of a vicious attack, and Sienna's life spirals out of control as the truth about her husband begins to surface. Meanwhile, corporate warfare, forbidden romance, and a long-awaited wedding bring Genoa City to a boiling point. Nick's explosive ultimatum and Sienna's web of secrets. The fallout from Los Angeles continues to rock both the Newman and Bacall families. After catching his son Noah in a passionate moment with Sienna, Nick storms in, fury written all over his face. Pulling Sienna into the hallway, he demands to know why she's been lying to him and Sharon. Sienna, visibly shaken but defiant, insists that her relationship with Noah wasn't hers to reveal. But Nick's interrogation grows darker. He accuses her of following Noah the night of his crash or being directly involved. Sienna stands her ground, pointing out that she was working at the shadow room all night and that witnesses can back up her alibi. Nick, however, is relentless. He insists her husband, Mitch Bacall, is not who he claims to be, revealing that he's actually Matt Clark, a man with a sinister history who once terrorized Sharon and the Newman family. Nick explains that Matt supposedly died years ago after framing him for murder, but now he's certain the man has returned under a new identity. Sienna is torn between disbelief and dread. She defends her husband at first but can't shake the growing unease. How well does she really know the man she married? Her faith in Mitch starts to crumble as Nick warns her, if you don't open your eyes now, he'll destroy you too. Sharon's dangerous confrontation with the past. Meanwhile, Sharon faces her demons head-on in one of the week's most intense confrontations. Meeting Mitch face-to-face at the Shadow Room, she refuses to use his new name, calling him Matt and demanding to know why he's targeting her family again. Mitch, keeping up his act, calmly denies everything. He insists Sharon and Nick are harassing him, claiming he's done nothing wrong. But Sharon's fury breaks through. She accuses him of manipulating Noah and gaslighting her, telling him she knows exactly who he is and what he's capable of. When she grabs his arm, Mitch snaps back, warning her to take her hands off him. Sharon refuses. Her voice shakes with anger as she threatens that if he ever comes near her children again, she'll make him wish he had stayed dead. The tension is palpable, and Mitch's cold smile only makes it worse. He taunts Sharon, saying she and Nick are crossing a line that could land them both in legal trouble. Then, in a chilling twist, he mentions getting a restraining order. Sharon storms out, shaken and near tears, leaving a desperate message for Phyllis, thanking her for the support during what she calls the worst week of my life. Moments later, she calls Nick, her voice breaking, admitting she confronted Matt and asking if it's time to involve the police. It's clear that the battle between Sharon and Mitch has only just begun, and it's already turning deadly. Father and son collide over love and lies. Back at the hospital, Nick's temper hasn't cooled. He corners Noah, demanding the truth about his affair with Sienna. Noah confesses to feeling guilty about betraying Allie but admits he was drawn to Sienna in ways he can't explain. Nick, however, is more concerned about Mitch or Matt. He warns his son that the man is dangerous and could have caused the crash intentionally. Noah refuses to believe that theory, saying Mitch helped him start his club and was supportive, even friendly. When Sharon enters, the family tension explodes. Noah accuses his parents of overreacting, but Sharon and Nick reveal the shocking truth. Mitch is the same man who terrorized Sharon years ago and may have returned to finish what he started. Noah, overwhelmed and angry, lashes out, accusing them of dragging up old ghosts. He orders them out, unwilling to accept that the woman he loves might be married to a sociopath. Sienna's terrifying discovery. Later, Sienna's curiosity turns to fear. Unable to shake Nick's words, she starts investigating her husband's past. What she finds sends her reeling, an old newspaper clipping featuring Matt Clark's face and the chilling headline about his supposed death in Genoa City decades earlier. When she confronts Mitch, he tries to play it off, accusing her of paranoia. Sienna demands the truth, asking if he's using Noah as a pawn to get revenge on the Newmans. Mitch's mask begins to crack. His calm demeanor vanishes, replaced by cold anger. When she threatens to go to the police, his voice drops to a dangerous whisper, "That would be a very big mistake." The fear in Sienna's eyes says it all. She realizes that Nick might have been right, and that the man she loves could be far more dangerous than she ever imagined. Corporate wars and temptations in Genoa City. Back in Genoa City, another storm is brewing. Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra are focused on Abbott Communications, trying to stabilize the company amid chaos surrounding a stolen AI project, one allegedly taken from Kane Ashby's firm. Sally urges Billy to let go of revenge and focus on the business, but Billy can't resist gloating that Kane might finally be getting what he deserves. Still, he promises Sally that he's turning a corner, no more drinking, no more destructive behavior. He's ready to prove that he's the man she believes in. Their chemistry simmers, even as Billy's obsession with besting his rivals threatens to derail their progress. Sally believes in him, but Genoa City has a way of testing every promise. The Newmans strike back, and Billy pays the price. By Thursday, tensions hit a boiling point. Victor and Adam Newman join forces to handle Billy, but what starts as a business move turns violent. Whether it's a hit piece from Newman Media or an ambush linked to the stolen AI, Billy ends up badly hurt. The attack sends shockwaves through the business community, leaving Sally furious and frightened. She vows to find out who's responsible, but with the Newmans' fingerprints all over the mess, she may not like what she discovers. Meanwhile, Danny Romalotti and Christine Williams finalize wedding plans, preparing for their big day the following week. Amid the chaos, their romance offers a rare glimmer of hope, but even their celebration might not escape the drama. A sinister move and a chilling twist. Friday's cliffhanger sets up a terrifying new chapter. Mitch, still operating under his false identity, meets privately with Detective Burrow, a corrupt cop with a shady reputation. He orders him to remove Noah's hospital guard, clearing the way for something sinister. Not long after, Noah is cornered by an unknown figure. Whether it's Mitch or someone working for him remains unclear, but one thing's certain, Noah's safety is hanging by a thread. Elsewhere, Tessa Porter and Daniel Romalotti share a heartwarming scene at Crimson Lights. Their connection deepens as they rehearse music for Danny and Christine's upcoming wedding, possibly hinting at a joint performance. Sparks also fly between Victoria Newman and Nate Hastings, while Lily Winters catches Kane and Phyllis in a compromising position that could shatter what's left of their trust. Next week, danger, betrayal, and love collide. Looking ahead to November 17th to 21st, the stakes skyrocket. The Matt Clark mystery takes a deadly turn as he lashes out against everyone he believes has betrayed him: Sharon, Nick, Sienna, and Noah. The lines between revenge and madness blur, leading to a shocking confrontation that could leave lives hanging in the balance. Billy's recovery puts strain on his relationship with Sally, especially after he breaks a key promise. Noah and Sienna's bond grows even deeper despite the danger, and whispers suggest the two might flee Genoa City together before the holidays, possibly dragging Matt's wrath right to the Newmans' doorstep. Meanwhile, Genoa City prepares for Danny and Christine's long-awaited wedding. The event promises romance, nostalgia, and a few unexpected twists. Familiar faces return: Johnny and Katie Abbott for the holidays, Nina Webster, Gina Roma, and even party planner Pietro are all back in the mix. But in true Young and Restless fashion, no celebration is safe from chaos. Michael Damian hinted in a recent interview that the wedding won't be a walk in the park, suggesting unexpected drama could erupt right at the altar. With Phyllis in town, that possibility feels more likely than ever. Final thoughts: Genoa City on the edge. As the Young and the Restless heads toward Thanksgiving, every storyline is teetering on the edge of explosion. Sharon's past collides with her present, Nick's rage leads to dangerous choices, and Sienna's life becomes a ticking time bomb. Billy's brutal assault shakes the corporate world, and romance dances on a knife's edge, from Sally and Billy's fragile love to Noah and Sienna's dangerous passion. Today's next update. Y&R scandal unleashed: Phyllis's bold seduction and Billy's public humiliation shake Genoa City. Thursday, November 13th, 2025, brought another wild ride for the Young and the Restless fans as manipulation, heartbreak, and revenge took center stage. From Phyllis Summers' dangerous flirtation to Billy Abbott's humiliation at his own launch party, tensions in Genoa City are about to boil over. At Society, Kane Ashby tried to maintain his composure as Adam Newman taunted him about his failed company, Arabesque. Instead of lashing out, Kane shocked everyone by insisting that losing everything might be a blessing in disguise. He admitted it could be a chance to rebuild his life and repair his fractured family ties. Adam's smirk said it all: he wasn't buying Kane's calm act, but Kane's new zen attitude seemed to throw him off. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers dodged questions from her son Daniel about Kane and the stolen AI scandal. But once she arrived at Society, sparks began to fly. Kane accused Phyllis of being the one who hacked his system, but she played innocent, teasing that even the best hacker always leaves a trail. Their banter took a steamy turn when Phyllis pushed him to stop chasing the past, and Lily Winters, and look at what's right in front of him. Kane couldn't help but notice her suggestive tone, joking that it almost sounded like she was trying to seduce him. Phyllis's smirk said all that needed to be said. Elsewhere, at Crimson Lights, emotions ran high as Tessa Porter broke down in front of Daniel Romalotti. Mariah Copeland continues to reject her calls and visits, leaving Tessa heartbroken and uncertain about their future. Daniel, ever the comforter, reminded her that Mariah's recovery process comes with painful distance, but Tessa couldn't shake the feeling that her wife was slipping away. When they later met in the park, Tessa confessed that she might have to face an unthinkable truth: divorce. Meanwhile, at the GCAC, wedding bells rang in the distance as Christine Blair and Danny Romalotti met with flamboyant planner Pietro to finalize their big day. Christine quickly tamed Pietro's wild rock star ideas, opting for a simple, romantic affair. The pair shared a sweet moment sampling desserts, ultimately agreeing on a donut tree instead of a traditional cake, a light-hearted touch that perfectly captured their love story. Back at the Newman Ranch, Adam and Victor plotted their next ruthless move. Adam revealed his plan to find out who's secretly funding Billy's new venture and convince them to pull their support, a devastating blow designed to embarrass Billy in public. Victor gave his seal of approval, calling it a perfect opportunity to hit both Abbott brothers where it hurts most. As the night wrapped, Phyllis's seductive games blurred the line between ally and enemy, Tessa's heartbreak deepened, and Billy's professional world teetered on collapse. With the Newmans circling and old flames reigniting, Genoa City's next chapter promises fiery confrontations and shocking consequences. Today's next update. Y&R mystery deepens. Was Sienna just a pawn in Matt Clark's vengeful game? November 12, 2025, episode recap and analysis: The Young and the Restless. Things are spiraling fast in Genoa City as the truth about Mitch Bacall, or rather, Matt Clark, explodes into the open. After weeks of strange coincidences and emotional turmoil, it's starting to look like Sienna Bacall may have been nothing more than a pawn in her husband's cruel scheme against the Newmans. A dangerous double life. For months, Sienna believed she had the perfect life: a devoted husband, a stable home, and a promising future. But all of that crumbled when Nick Newman confronted her about her secret affair with his son, Noah. During their heated exchange, Nick dropped a bombshell that changed everything: Sienna's husband isn't who he claims to be. Nick revealed that Mitch Bacall is actually Matt Clark, a man with a long and terrifying history with both Sharon and Nick. Matt's past crimes include manipulation, blackmail, and violence, all aimed at the Newman family. Now, his sudden reappearance under a new identity raises chilling questions. Did Matt use Sienna to get close to the Newmans again? Love, lies, and revenge. Nick's discovery came after he caught Sienna and Noah sharing an intimate moment. Furious, Nick dragged Sienna out of the room, demanding the truth about their relationship and what role she played in Noah's recent car crash. Though Sienna swore she had no part in the accident, Nick wasn't convinced. His suspicion grew when he mentioned that her husband, or rather, Matt, had every reason to target his family. For Sienna, the confrontation was a wake-up call. She's been defending Mitch for months, believing he was just a misunderstood businessman. But as the puzzle pieces fall into place, she's beginning to realize that her entire marriage might have been built on lies. Sienna's search for the truth. Later that night, Sienna confronted her husband directly. Her tone was different this time, sharper, angrier, and filled with fear. She demanded that he admit the truth, showing him an old photo of Matt Clark from years ago. But instead of coming clean, Mitch played his usual game of denial, insisting she was imagining things. When she pushed harder, asking if his connection to Noah was part of a calculated plan to destroy the Newmans, his composure cracked. The mask slipped, just for a moment, and his warning sent chills down her spine. He told her that if she went to the police, it would be a huge mistake. The tension between them suggests that Matt's revenge plot may not stop with Sharon and Nick. Sienna could very well become his next target if she continues digging. What does Matt really want? Longtime Y&R fans know that Matt Clark's obsession with Sharon and Nick runs deep. His return under a false identity hints that his vengeance is far from over. But what's truly sinister is the possibility that he manipulated Sienna from the very start, marrying her, using her to get close to Noah, and pulling the strings behind the scenes to destroy the Newmans from within. If this theory holds, then Sienna's affair with Noah wasn't just a betrayal, it was bait. And the fallout from that could be catastrophic. The fallout ahead. With Sharon and Nick determined to expose Matt's lies, and Sienna realizing she may have married a monster, Genoa City is bracing for another storm. If Matt feels cornered, he's likely to lash out, and everyone connected to him could be in danger. Whether Sienna can escape her husband's manipulation before it's too late remains to be seen. But one thing's clear, Matt Clark's twisted game is far from over, and Sienna may be running out of moves. Today's next update. Y&R shockwave, Lily's scandalous discovery turns Genoa City upside down, Matt's trap leaves Noah cornered. Friday, November 14, 2025, delivers a pulse-pounding episode of The Young and the Restless, filled with secrets, temptation, and danger that threaten to explode across Genoa City. As long-buried emotions resurface and hidden agendas unravel, three intertwined storylines set the stage for heartbreak, betrayal, and possibly even revenge. Lily's scandalous discovery. Lily Winters thought she'd seen the worst when her marriage to Kane Ashby fell apart, but nothing could prepare her for what's coming next. After weeks of subtle tension, Lily stumbles onto something scandalous involving her ex-husband and Phyllis Summers. Rumors of flirtation between Kane and Phyllis have been circling, but on Friday, Lily witnesses something that shatters her composure. Whether it's a stolen kiss, a lingering touch, or a visit to Phyllis's hotel suite that lasts far too long, the truth will sting. Lily's heartbreak turns to fury as she realizes Kane's charm may have crossed the line. Her hope for reconciliation could go up in flames, and this time, the damage may be permanent. Phyllis, of course, thrives in chaos, but she may have underestimated the fallout that comes from crossing a woman like Lily Winters. Meanwhile, Kane could find himself backed into an emotional corner, trying to explain the unexplainable while knowing full well that his credibility with Lily has run out. Victoria and Nate's unresolved chemistry. Elsewhere in Genoa City, another storm brews, one charged with temptation. Victoria Newman and Nate Hastings have spent weeks trying to redefine their relationship as just friends. But sparks that strong don't die easily. Friday's episode finds them caught between comfort and desire. Every shared glance and lingering silence pushes them closer to a boundary both know they shouldn't cross. Victoria is still grieving Cole Howard, and Nate's reputation has already taken hits for mixing business with pleasure. But as emotions simmer, restraint becomes harder to maintain. A single moment, perhaps a touch that lingers too long or a quiet confession, could reignite what they've both tried to bury. Whether they give in or walk away, their connection will have consequences. Matt's trap for Noah. While passion stirs in one part of town, danger lurks in another. Noah Newman remains in serious jeopardy as Matt Clark, still masquerading under the alias Mitch Bacall, tightens his web of deceit. Detective Burrow, seemingly under Matt's influence, has dismissed Noah's guard, leaving the young Newman vulnerable. Matt sees his chance and seizes it. Slipping into Noah's hospital room under the guise of concern, he plays the role of a friend checking in, but his intentions are anything but kind. Noah, though weakened, begins to sense the truth his mother Sharon and father Nick warned him about. The charming Mitch isn't a savior, he's a predator. As Matt closes in, Noah's fear grows, realizing too late that he's trapped in the very danger his family tried to protect him from. Whether Matt's visit ends with a threat, manipulation, or something far worse, one thing is certain, Noah's ordeal is far from over. A town on the edge. This latest chapter in Genoa City's tangled saga ties directly into the chaos of November 12's explosive episode, when Sharon and Sienna exposed Matt's true identity. Sharon's confrontation stripped away the last of Matt's facade, forcing him into survival mode. Now, every move he makes carries higher stakes. With his cover blown, Matt thrives on the fear and confusion surrounding him. He's a master manipulator who knows that fractured families make easy prey, and the Newmans are fracturing fast. As for Sienna, she's living in quiet terror after discovering who her husband really is. Her silence may protect her for now, but Matt's grip is tightening. One wrong move, one whispered secret, could put her directly in his crosshairs. The fallout. The ripple effect from these discoveries will hit every corner of Genoa City. Lily's heartbreak could push her back toward old habits, or toward a shocking new alliance. Kane's guilt might spiral into recklessness, making him vulnerable to both business and personal ruin. Victoria and Nate's chemistry may spark a scandal that threatens Newman Enterprises from within. Noah's danger could unite the Newmans again, but at what cost? Meanwhile, Sharon's war with Matt Clark is only beginning. Her maternal instincts and fury collide in a way that makes her more dangerous than ever, especially to the man who once nearly destroyed her. Sharon's warning was clear: if Matt goes near her family again, he'll regret it. For more of the latest updates and behind-the-scenes secrets from Young and the Restless, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell. Stay in the know with every new release.